If I don't, if I and any, what's going on YouTube? My name is Matt. This is Leadership Life, and I have a doozy for you. You're gonna notice right in the beginning, there's gonna be a mic switch right here. Okay? I didn't know that the audio quality was crappy on the other mic, and I apologize for any skip and missed parts. I had to go back and actually re-record this. I did catch it halfway in and switch the mics out, but this intro is from after the fact, so bear with me on this. I'm still getting everything set up. So, let me start off by saying life has been chaotic for me. I'd love to know how life has been since the last time we've talked down below for you. Curious to know what's been up with everybody, how things are going with people's lives, how you guys are holding on. And for any newcomers, this is a podcast channel and a channel for advice, tips, things that have helped me in the past overcome issues of my past that I want to share with you, so that if there's anybody out there that might need this help, it's there for them. When I was in a bad place, in a heavy addiction and strung out on drugs years ago, I had nothing to really go off of but, two positive people, way too positive people around me that would, glorify everything. And basically, and that, it's not a bad thing. It's just that sometimes you have to sit down with yourself and see what's really going on in life. When people say, oh, it can be worse, how much worse do you want it to be? I mean, you don't want it to be worse. It's not always a good thing. Thank God that you are in a situation that is manageable, if you have a situation that's manageable. And you may say it's not manageable. I've been there. I do that. Even now I do that. But when you really look at things from a different lens, it is manageable. You just have to put the work in. I saw something awesome the other day. A guy, his name is Gary Vaynerchuk, and a thing he was talking about in one of his video, stand up and talk to people and influence them to become a better version of themselves and get out there and do the work, is when you go to, say you're overweight, right? And you want to cut the weight, right? There's no shortcuts in that. You go to the gym and you work out, and eventually you'll lose the weight or you'll gain the muscle. If you're a skinny guy like myself and you go out to a gym and you work out for 60, 90 days, you're going to build muscle, you're going to build endurance, stamina, etc. And if you don't put the work in, you're not going to build anything. Nothing is going to come out of it. You're going to be a standing floppy human being, and that's no fun, So the point of this is that if you can't make shortcuts happen when it comes to building muscle, aka mental strength, then you're not going to be able to take a shortcut in the things in your life that are problematic, such as either if you're an influencer and you're trying to build a career, you need to put the work in. In my case, it's my business. I have to put the work in for it. And 100%, I'm putting all my focus into that and drive into that right now. If you have family issues where you're estranged from family, mom, dad, in-laws, whatever it may be, you have to put the work in. You have to reach out to them and understand, if there's an issue, hey, let me cut back on my grief for them and try to see if I can approach this in a different way where I can build some sort of relationship. I've seen it happen myself, and it actually works out really well for people that are willing to drop the problems in the past to build a better future. If you have problems in your relationship, unless you start to admit that there are issues with yourself, and maybe it's both you and your partner, then you have to worry about yourself and what you can do to become a better version of you for that person. Will they come back if they leave you? Who knows? Will they stay around if they haven't left you? Who knows? Fix the issues at hand. Admit that there's a problem with yourself. Find a solution to that problem and put the work in to fix that issue. In my case, I'll be honest with you guys, I have relationship issues. I'm in a situation right now that is a complicated situation. There are some things that I've done, some things my partner has done, and we both don't agree on the person that we both are it's not clicking together like it used to. And there are beliefs from my side, there are beliefs from her side that things should change. And in this given situation, I spend money that I shouldn't on things that I shouldn't be spending it on. I have a little bit of a problem with being alone, and I still have this fear that because of the things I did years ago, I have health issues that I don't even know if they're even real. It could all be anxiety related, and yet I want to be included on things, and so I come off as controlling because I don't take the time to actually think of a better way to say things. And I think that's a lot of people's problem, is that two things. One, people don't think of the things that they say before they say them, just generally. Most people don't. There are a select few out there that have probably had issues that built up a way to talk to themselves prior to coming forward with something to someone that they care about. So you have to find a better way to talk to the people around you and let them know what's going on. There was a brief and sudden pause there because I had to change mics. Unfortunately, there's something wrong with the other microphone, and so this is probably a better microphone in general. Just more clarity to it. Let me know in the comments. So, as I was saying, number 2 is appreciate what you have while you have it, because you never know when something's gonna collapse and go away. And the same thing with the people around you and death. You never know when someone's gonna leave this earth and move on to a new place, and you want to prevent the end of anything, an end of an era, an end of a relationship, an end of, a tie with somebody, an end of a life of being toxic and negative. And a lot of people make this mistake because they're so focused on themselves and what they want out of it. And I'm guilty for that. I know my partner has times that they're guilty for it, and we are all guilty people. None of us are perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes, and that is a lesson I would love to teach over and over and over, and how empowering it is to know that it's okay to be different. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to shine a little bit lower than other people. It's okay to shine above other people. You be you, because who you are is a beautiful, bright, intelligent human being, and no one in this world can take that away from you. And if you're having issues in self-confidence like I've had in the past, you really got to look at it in a lens of none of the people that may be out there that are salty and are going to leave negative comments, if you're in it influencing, or if you're stage fright, whatever it is, afraid to go out, none of these people are going to see you again. Maybe one or two, maybe, if you're lucky. It's a small world, so it's possible, but who cares? Honestly, like, in the end of it, you're awesome, and I'm awesome, and they're awesome. And you know what? I feel bad for people that leave people negative comments, because for someone to take the time out of their day to really engage in someone's content, to criticize and be mean and foul to them, I feel sorry for that person, because to know what it must be like to live in that shell and have to criticize someone you don't even know just to make yourself feel better, God bless them. So that's where, life stands, is all of that was to, in the end, say, I'm becoming a better version of myself. And I was sick of who I was. I think for a long time, I was exhausting myself to the bone with my business and trying to find a way to get it, nationwide. And I wasn't taking enough time for my family. I wasn't taking enough time to hear my partner, most of all. And it hurts me now that I finally recognize that. I wish I did before. But life is life. You get up and you brush off the wounds, and you move on to the next best thing in your life. If those things come back into your life, then great. Then things can flourish and you can recognize your wrongs. But if they don't, you can't dwell on it. It really, it destroys you. And it takes a lot of strength and courage and willpower to stand up and say, today I'm gonna be happy no matter what, after something huge has impacted your life. And I want to be able to teach that. And my way to teach that, it's forming, because I'm still myself learning how to do it. For me, it's been a matter of trial and error. And I'm crazy. There are crazy moments I have where I panic and I'm in disbelief and I'm negative towards myself. But then there's, mostly the encouraged, strong side of my brain that I built and developed that says, you're gonna get through this. It's gonna be okay. And whether that's my self-conscious, whether that's my, guardian angel, or maybe it's, God himself, trying to whisper into the ear to say, everything's gonna be okay. Focus on your life. And it feels good to be able to say that. I'm still upset, but become a better version of who you are. If you're a type of person that does everything right, do it 10 times better. If you tell yourself you don't have issues to improve, really, really sit down with yourself. Sit down with yourself for about a good 24 hours. And all day long, ask yourself, maybe write them down. What are things I can do about myself that I can improve for the betterment of the people around me? I wrote a list. My panic and my sense of codependency, my money management skills, my overcompulsion and belief that if I don't do something right now, I'm going to lose it forever, my controlling attitude, where I try to be the victor and boss of everything, is so out of place and wrong, because there are many moments that I'm wrong. There are select few things on that I'm right on, I have experience with, but there's a lot of things when it comes to internal issues that I'm wrong on a lot. And I don't know why I didn't get smacked in the face like this years ago for me to realize, holy shit, I'm a really terrible person. I spent way too much time dwelling on my needs instead of spending time dwelling on the needs of the other people in my life that care about me, that care about life too, and that care to be recognized and heard. And in any case, my suggestions for you to start becoming a better person: find a hobby, find a passion, but most importantly and easily, find a hobby. Find something, trial and error. Try something, you don't like it, that's fine. If you bought it, return it. If it's not returnable, put it away. You may want to come back to it at some point. You'll find a hobby if you keep searching. It took me till 28 years old to find my passion and to find my hobby and to find the things that I like. And that's okay. It's okay if it takes you to 40, And it may be something super simple. You never know. Something that makes you happy no matter what. Not something that stresses you out through it. Something that truly makes you happy and you enjoy. That's a hobby. And then there's also the passion side of it, where, if you have a passion for something and you make it your career, yeah, there are going to be stressful, daunting moments to it. But there's also a weight inside that's more of an enjoyable factor for you because you like what you're doing so much. And so, yeah, just try to keep your head up. I'll try to keep mine up. You know, I'd love to build a community around all of this. And so much so that I started building a community. There will be a Discord server for my business down in the description, and that will have a community for everything, for leadership, life, for photography, film, etc. And then I also have twitter.com/leadershiplyfe. It's spelled the exact same way. LEADERSHYPLYFE. And so let's build a community of strong people that are building massive strength and unity together. How awesome would that be to see on YouTube? To be able to have a community that literally bounces off each other because they're so strong together as a whole. And with that, I'm going to make this one a short one. I will be back later. Stay safe, everybody, and seriously, get to the gym. I'm headed there now. Stay safe, and until next time, Leadership Life out.